Well, I'm Ethan Flynn. I'm a content creator. I'm a video editor and just recently VFX artist. I've watched a lot of process videos on how art is formed in the 3D aspect and 2D aspect, and that's just kind of something that I've wanted to replicate myself because I just really like the aesthetic of certain things, and some people have their own thing with art. Like some people like to decorate their houses with nice things. I kind of like to decorate my own house with my own creations. The insect is actually based off of a real email sent by a student. So this is based on a true story. This student emailed their professor telling them that they were going to be late. This is about 20 minutes into the class. She had basically said that there was a big bug in front of her doorway, and whenever she moved, it moved. So I actually did incorporate that a little bit into my own film. I just wanted to make something funny. I know a lot of short films, a lot of people like to go for the darker tones and the more serious and realistic aspects, but I like to go for the silly sometimes.
You had mentioned before in the past that your original plan was not to use CGI in the film, but rather a fake cockroach so that you can buy on Amazon. What led you to using CGI?
So when I was making the script for the film, I had bought a pack of fake cockroaches off of Amazon, and this was a few days before we shot the film, or I shot the film, and I looked at my order to see if it had come in because it was supposed to come in the day before we were filming, and they never showed up. I looked at my balance in my bank account, and it was less than what I had bought it, so I had pretty much no money in my account at the time. And so Amazon never shipped it, and they never sent an email. In fact, I recently learned that the email was sent to my parents, that the shipment was canceled because I had no money in my account. So I had no idea. So I had to improvise because I wouldn't be able to order it until after the shooting was finished. So I just had to get creative and decided to go the 3D route. So I started the process by looking for, just Googling online of what I could use. I was seeing like if there are any 3D models of cockroaches that people have already made that I could possibly use without having, they were going to be free, so I didn't want to have to pay for anything again. And I ended up on this website called Sketchfab, which apparently is a very good resource for people who use 3D animation and stuff like that, but don't have the time to create it. So I went on Sketchfab and I found some pretty decent models of cockroaches, and I just tested it out and see which one fit best. It just has a bunch of 3D models for people to use. Some are free, some you gotta pay for, but usually the free ones are pretty well, I don't know how to say it. They're decent enough to use for, I don't know, little projects here and there. So you can see, like, yeah, we got some furniture, some housing, some city models, and some people can even do photo scans of these areas and create a scene out of it. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing with this cockroach here, since they're basically very difficult to model. So at first I was trying to use After Effects, but I realized that After Effects wasn't too good with 3D models. So I went to Blender, which is a free 3D software that I've been using for not that long. I'm fairly new to it. This was probably the first project that I've actually finished in Blender. So here I have my model imported into my scene right now. I've already done all the motion tracking and whatnot, so that way you guys don't have to see such a long and boring process. But you can basically see that if I go into my camera right here and I start playing it, it starts moving along with the footage. Now the footage isn't in there now, because it's just not in my computer at the moment, but the movement correlates with the movement of the camera in my footage. And what this actually does is, instead of moving the footage, moving the model, it moves the camera instead. Yeah, this is the first project that I've made in Blender using 3D.
How long did it take you to go through and be able to animate it and implement it into your film before it was completed?
The whole thing, just the 3D modeling and rendering alone, took about maybe 20 to 30 hours. I think the editing took way less time, maybe 10, 15 hours. But ultimately, I'm pretty proud of how it came out.